Greetings, everybody. Tommy Rat here. Okay, I am doing a live stream here. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining in. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, you know, if you like this, share the shit out of this video. Okay. Alright, so right now I'm going to talk about something, a video I was planning to do a while back. I'm going to talk about my first time I ever went to CBGBs. This is the Punk Rock Revolution series, so get with it. Alright. Now, during my first time I heard about CBGBs, I saw ads in the Village Voice for all these shows, for all these bands that did not have any kind of record deals or anything like that. Back then, you know, the bands that were playing there were the Ramones, Television. Well, they had record deals. Actually, they did have record deals. Were the Ramones, Television, Patti Smith, Talking Heads, Tough Darts. That was like the scene before the scene that came later on. You know, I used to see ads for for Max's Kansas City and the Bomb Line. Bomb Line I never went to because there was nobody there I wanted to see play. Nobody at all. I used to pass by there, but I never ever visited that club. I never did. Alright, so, and then, you know, I would hear about bands like the Dead Boys playing there. My cousin John Paul told me about a show that he saw them play at the first time, and they do beer bottles at the people in the audience. I think I even heard that they got banned from there for a while. They got banned temporarily. Alright, so getting with the punk rock, my punk rock ventures, you know, didn't have too many people that were into what I was into. And that was always an immense challenge. You know, I had to go it alone, like the lone wolf. Go solo. Fly solo in the air. Okay, we'll take the train, the D train from Bensonhurst to Bleecker Street, straight through. I think the first time I went to CBGBs, I just wanted to go there for the sake of wanting to go there. So I saw this guy named Joe King Carrasco play, and he thought he had a crown on his head. Like, he thought he was Elvis Presley or something. Or Jerry Lawler. But basically, it wasn't something... I mean, it was just the experience of going there, seeing the type of people who went there. You know, back then I was a pot smoker. I was about to smoke a joint outside the CBGBs. And before I was about to take it out of my pocket... a cop walks out. This cop walks out of the hotel that was right upstairs. I says, no chance I'm doing this shit. But then you couldn't smoke inside CBGBs, unlike the big arena rock shows you would go to, and the place was like a smokehouse where they allowed pot smoking inside. You couldn't do that at CBs. Not even until the very last day that club closed. I remember back then, there was a guy that worked there, a very big guy, who wore like a helmet on his head that said Steel Tips on it. And I think he had like long white hair. You know, I think he was like a security guy. From my understanding, I think he was very adamant about the Dead Boys not ever playing there ever again, that a friend of mine, Mike Roman, told me about one time. Sorry. Somebody trying to call me, and I don't feel like talking to them right now. They have to wait till the podcast is over. If you call it a podcast. But I digress. Now I think I left early that night because I didn't stick around to see it. They had a second set playing. I didn't stick around to see a second set, from what I heard. Because I think there was an opening band. I don't even remember who the opening band was. I don't think I remember who they were. And then I headed home because I think it was before 1 a.m. I was able to catch a train home. Okay. Second time I went to CBGs. Sorry about that. Let me close up this. There's a browser open here. I don't need to have it open because it's making all this unnecessary noise. Okay. All right. Let me get some stuff closed there. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Sometimes it is more work. Sometimes it's more work doing doing a thumbnail than it is actually trying to record this thing. Alright. Alright, second time I went to CBGBs, I saw Shrapnel play. And I believe that was back in 79 as well. And I stayed for the whole show. But lo and behold, going home after that show, taking the B train. It was not the D train, the B train home. I found that the B train was not running after 1 a.m. I was like, oh shit, this train ain't running at this time. So I had to take the first train that came, and I believe I took the F train. So I'm looking at the subway map, and it said it transferred to the R train. But here's the thing. The F train stopped at 9th Avenue, but you had which was like an elevated train that went over the Gowanus Canal, and you had to go downstairs into a subway to catch the R. So that was time, and then you had to wait for the R train to come. You know, it almost took like 2 to 3 hours to get home, and then I would take the R train to either DeKalb Avenue or Pacific Street, depending on where the B train stopped at that time. No, not Pacific Street, it was 36th Street. I'd take it all the way at 36th Street, yes. So that used to be a challenge every night when traveling on the train to Manhattan from Brooklyn, being a punk rocker. And they never ever made that train go 24 hours after 1 a.m. every day of the week. So that always sucked. Okay, I mean, I talk about this stuff. I talk about this stuff like, to give you an idea of what we went through. All right. I mean, CBGBs is always going to be the best club that we ever had back then, even right to the very end. I know they still exist as a business, trying to promote other things, other venues. There even are other ventures. I mean, they're a brand unto itself. Now in the later ventures, it paved the way for. It later paved the way for the modern hardcore scene to play there regularly. That was our outlet, amongst other places like Coney Island High and Wetlands back in the 90s. So that was like our outlet to go there. You'll go inside, and then on the, you had guys like Tyler King, Rich Hall, rest in peace, book shows there. which was which was always something to look forward to. At the door, you would either have Ira, rest his soul, Brendan Rafferty, working at the door. Main thing, I'll tell you, like, whoever worked there kept things in line. Alright, so basically that's my little punk rock revolution rant for today. Listen, if you like what you saw, like again as I say, if you like what you saw here, please smash that like button. Show that YouTube algorithm that it is that's telling you what it is. I mean, this is like a little short story. I mean, I have more details in my book, Punk Rock Revolution. You can get that at Amazon. Find it in the link in the description box below. There's other ways you could support this channel. You could become a member. And like I said, if you're not a subscriber here, please subscribe to this channel. Let me just take a look over here. I just want to check my system. Okay. Okay, I want to thank everybody over here who is watching. So please stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you again for watching.